Matter of fact, immigrants, legal immigrants into this country have more pride being an American than Democrats and leftists do. I 100% believe that. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Happy belated July 4th to all of you guys that love this country. I know I had a great July 4th, and I hope you had a great time. Enjoy your day off. Hope you got to spend the day with your family. Got some good food, had a barbecue. Hopefully you went to a pool party, popped some firecrackers, right? What normal Americans did on a July 4th, right? Celebrating the birth of this country, right? Because we love this country and we're grateful for this country. But some of us are not as grateful as we should be. And we're speaking of the pronoun warriors, all of these leftist activists, these Democrats. And that's what we're going to talk about here today, because you have this news segment from CNN. This article says CNN's Harry Etten reports Democrats' pride in being American has fallen through the roof. Never thought I'd see these numbers. Now, for those of us that have been paying attention, know that this is not a surprise. We all know that Democrats and leftists as a whole, generally speaking, don't like this country at all. And evidenced by the fact that these people decided to spend their July 4th, instead of enjoying their day off with their families, they decided to protest and burn down the flag because they don't like this country.
We're also seeing some protests today that's going to be happening around the city, including this one. Now, this group of people dressed in black gathered at dawn outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan, staging a 1-hour demonstration in mourning and resistance. Now, the group circled the front of the courthouse steps, screaming, as you just heard them, or just standing in complete silence for what they say was to reject the spectacle of sentimental patriotism and deadly militarism. Now, the action called on other participants to come meet the dawn in contemplation and resistance.
What are you protesting for? What was the event for?
Well, it's for everything.
Everything?
For? What is it not for? They're taking all the freedoms away. They're making everyone second-rate citizens. We've opened concentration camps in the United States of America. It's for everything.
Do you have any specific policy that is the one that brings you here the most, or is it really just everything?
I mean, it's everything. I mean, he's signing the bullshit bill today, so that adds to it. But it's everything.
Is that the one? One big beautiful bill that you're talking about?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's going to be signed today?
Yes.
Oh wow. Does that bill include anything that you think that people should protest?
Kicking every single person off Medicaid, pretty much 75% increases in health insurance policies for everyone else.
Oh my goodness.
I think they should protest a lot of things.
All right, well, thank you so much. What brings you here today?
The injustice. Hitler brings me here.
Who?
Hitler.
Hitler.
The other name for Trump.
Oh.
I mean, he said nothing about how much he's a fan of him.
Really?
He likes those dictators.
I've never heard any quote from Trump on Hitler.
Because before he was even elected,
really,
he said Hitler wasn't all bad. His exact words.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, what are you protesting?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom. The right over my own body. So many people are going to die from all these things. The rich are getting fair taxes.
Who do you think is going to die?
All the children in Africa that we're not helping.
The children in Africa?
And other people that don't have aid now. Is that wrong? Am I wrong?
Do you think that American taxpayers should help people around the world?
I think we should all help each other. There's something wrong with the world when it's just me, me, me. I mean, we're all brothers and sisters. I don't think we should give the farm away, but I think we can help in some manner, shape, and form.
What if you had a message for President Donald Trump out of the Houston protest here? What would you say?
I couldn't say it on camera. It would break the camera.
Oh my goodness.
It would be disrespectful.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Why do you say that? That's all I can celebrate. That's because the problem of your own people.
four. Fuck the four. America was built off stolen land. Y'all know that, right? America was built off stolen land.
Built off migrants, migrant labor, migrant blood, migrant people, migrant culture that they sell back to us and profit off of. It's bullshit. Until everybody's free, no one's free.
And why are you guys protesting Eric Adams?
Because he's a bullshit version of a mayor. He doesn't support his people, even though he claims to. He places false sense of safety, aka NYPD, out. Instead of fixing the root of the problem, which is poverty, which is houselessness, which is mental health crisis, which is lack of support for people.
And who are you supporting from there?
Fuck the four! Fuck the four!
How's it going, everyone? Anti-Trump protesters with the Antifa flag waving in the march are currently marching to the White House to protest President Trump's signing of the big, beautiful bill. We're gonna walk together through the angry mob of anti-Trump protesters who chose to spend 4th of July protesting Trump and the holiday itself.
Who are talking about messaging tactics. This can and must take a number of forms. Street protests, labor strikes, nonviolent civil disobedience, taking action after action with relentless ferocity until Trump and his regime are removed from power.
Yeah, you've seen that. So extremely fascinating. Now, what I can't stand about these people is that as much as they hate this country, they never make the attempt to leave, right? Why would you? I mean, this is the only country where you can hate it so much but refuse to leave. You have all the opportunities in the world to go somewhere else, but these people just choose not to. But anyway, let's get into this fascinating segment from CNN where their political analyst is going to be shocked. He's going to be shocked to learn that Democrats hate this country. Like their pride in this country is non-existent. Let's get into it.
And today on our Independence Day, I'm looking into whether or not Americans feel proud to be an American. And as it turns out, Democrats, their percentage who say they're proud to be an American has fallen through the floor. What are we talking about? Take a look here. Democrats' pride to be an American, extremely or very proud. In 2015, look at this. 4 out of 5 Democrats were extremely or very proud to be an American. That number has plummeted to just 36% now in 2025. A low this century has fallen by more than half since 2015 as Donald Trump has become, of course, president once again this year. Now, what is driving that decline? Well, a lot of it has to do with age. What are we talking about? Well, Generation Z Democrats, proud to be an American or not. Of course, Generation Z, born since 1997. Look at this. Only 24% of Generation Z Democrats are extremely or very proud to be an American. That is actually lower, Erica. That is lower than the percentage who say they have little or no pride to be an American at 32%. I just never thought I'd see these numbers based upon where we were a decade ago, but that's exactly where we are. Now, if Democrats have extremely less pride to be an American than they used to, what about Republicans? Well, this is where the trend line gets interesting, because with Republicans, there is no trend line. In fact, take a look here. Republicans' pride to be an American, extremely or very proud. In 2015, it was 90% back when Barack Obama was serving his second term. Now in Donald Trump's second term, it's basically the same percentage, 92%. So Republicans still are extremely or very proud to be an American. Democrats, on the other hand, have seen their numbers fall through the floor, led, of course, by the youngest generation, Generation Z. We'll see how these numbers turn going forward, but the bottom line is whether or not the folks out there are extremely or very proud to be an American. I'm extremely or very proud to be with you, Erica Hill. Happy July 4th.
Yeah, so let's just stop that right there. Now, that to me says a lot. Two things that I noticed, right? Because what he said was that it's the drive down of the pride in the Democratic Party is led by Gen Z, right? What that shows to me is that Generation Z has been and is being indoctrinated to hate this country. That's why they're generally leftist, they're generally Democrats, socialists, right? They believe in communism because they're taught that this country should never have been founded to begin with, right? That's what they're being taught. So how can you have pride in a country that you believe should have never exist, right? How can you love something that you believe should have never been founded, right? And that's what I noticed here. And also, you notice that their pride between 2015 and now drastically declined, because it seems like Democrats are more prideful in this country when their leadership is in power. When they believe, or when they have Democrats in the presidency, in the White House, or running the country, they seem to be more prideful. But when it's a Republican or a conservative that's in office, their pride for this country goes down. So what that tells me is that Democrats and leftists in general they're not prideful of this nation. They just love their party more, right? Their allegiance, their loyalty is to the Democrats, is to the party, is whoever their leader is. But see, you notice the Republicans, their pride for the nation, our pride for this nation, doesn't change based on who's in power. When Obama was in power, it was 90% pride that the Republicans had in this nation. And then now it's 92%. Nothing has really changed. Republicans and conservatives in general love this country. Democrats and these leftists hate this country. They think it should have never been founded. They call it a country that's on stolen land, right? That's why they believe in open borders and mass migration, because they believe anybody and everybody should be free to come into this country, because this country shouldn't have been founded anyway. So it doesn't belong to anybody, is how they look at it, or it belongs to the natives. We stole it from the natives. But this is fascinating. And it's interesting because if we elect Democrats, especially when these Gen Zs start to get older and they try to run for office, they're gonna go even further to the left. That's why you're seeing people like Zahran Mamdani in New York, and all these socialist Democrats gaining traction, gaining power. It's because they resonate with the Gen Z Democrats that are, just graduating college or still in college, who are being indoctrinated and taught to hate this country, and that the way of capitalism is destructive, right? They literally know every negative thing about this country, but they can never tell you anything great about this country. And that's generally the sentiment that leftists have about the United States. And matter of fact, legal immigrants into this country have more pride being an American than Democrats and leftists do. I 100% believe that. I think legal immigrants will die and fight for this country to preserve the rights and the Constitution of this country before any leftist, any Democrat would lay their life down for this country. I can almost guarantee it. I put money on it. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know about the commentary, my opinions. Do you agree or do you disagree? Leave your opinions down below. Let's talk about it in the comment section. And of course, if you are brand new, consider hitting subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.